Greetings, dear respected audience. This is Esther Mala, your firstly and successful global educator, corporate trainer, SDG, ESG, and technology enthusiast from Malaysia. Our dedicated project team of Elegant Empire Education welcomes you to the Real Talk with Experts Sustainable Development Goals Research Forum, offering quality education for all. We are gladly welcoming Assistant Professor Dr. Anjum Qureshi, our moderator and project leader for this SDG Research Forum. In this forum, we will explore transformative strategies that empower communities through knowledge. Together, let us engage in insightful discussion that inspires action and foster collaboration for a sustainable future with our honorable, respected panelists, Ms. Bojana Bogojevic from Republic of Serbia. You know why I give such a welcoming? Because she is a diva. Okay, she is an international diva. Okay, among our friends. Okay, let me give a brief introduction about her. Ms. Bojana Bogojevic is an international speaker, SDG expert, a global award-winning lawyer, climate reality leader, and expert in corporate governance. As the Honorary Executive Director for SDG Education at UNACCC Institute, she leverages her extensive legal background to advise on sustainable development and gender equality. A co-author of 3 books and a 2025 recipient of Phoenix Women Excellence Award. Ms. Bojana is a frequent keynote speaker focused on transforming survival into a legacy of global impact. Thank you for joining us in this vital conversation, Ms. Bojana. Welcome.
Thank you, my dear Esther, for having me.
Great. Okay, to start our session, I would like to invite Dr. Anjum. Dr. Anjum, the floor is yours. Please.
Thank you, Dr. Esther, and greetings to everyone. I'm Dr. Anjum Qureshi from India, the moderator for this session. And today we'll be speaking on another very important and interesting topic, the green transition and how it's defining the economic imperative of our time. Because when we talk about green transition, we know that it requires global partnerships to mobilize resources, technology, and knowledge. And it is the core to achieving SDG17, that is the partnerships for the goals. We require collaborative efforts between the governments and communities that are essential to ensuring inclusive and sustainable transition for all. To discuss more on this topic, we are honored to have a panelist, Bojana Bogojevic from Serbia. And so let's start with the discussion. And my first question for you is, like, we are discussing today on SDG17. So the first question that I would like to ask, what I would like to know from you is, number 7 partnership accelerate the green.
Sorry.
Yeah, I think it is 1 minute.
I have some problem with
yeah, I can see that. Both of us also on live.
So should I start my answer?
Maybe you just give a short while, see whether she can. I mean, has she finished her question? Not yet, right? Did she finish her questions?
I think she did it because even
okay, then you can just proceed then. Never mind, just proceed then. Yeah, please.
Okay.
Thank you.
As according to my first questions, no, I was able to follow it. Thank you. Well, hello. It is my privilege to be here with you, and my dear Professor Esther Mala, thank you for having me at this and giving me this great opportunity. How to start? And to be brief, global partnerships accelerate the green transition by aligning capital and policy across borders and sectors. No single actor has the capacity to deliver this transformation alone. To ensure shared economic benefits, partnerships must move beyond coordination into co-investment and co-ownership models. What does it mean? It means blending public and private finance to reduce risk in emerging market, ensuring technology transfer is not extractive but enabling, also structuring value chains so that developing economies participate not only as consumers but also as producers, and the transition will only scale if it is economically inclusive. Otherwise, it will remain fragmented.
Oh, Dr. Anjum is having some problem with the connection. Okay, maybe
I
I can ask you the second question while waiting
okay.
for her. Yeah.
Yes, of
So
course. I'm ready.
yeah, yeah, great, great. That's great. You're always ready. Let me see. I'm not prepared here to let me look up for the question. Yeah. Okay. Now, let's go to the. Yeah, she's here. She's back. She's back. Yeah, she can
Yeah,
do it.
yeah, like,
Second question, please. Yes.
yeah, of course. So, like you were talking about how the global partnerships will help in having the green transition that we are talking about. But according to that, when we talk about SDGs, we talk about collaborations, we talk about partnerships. So, nextly, I would like to know from you, like, what role should cross-sector collaborations play in mobilizing finance, technology, and capacity for the green transition?
Well, to be brief, according to me and my opinion and knowledge, I strongly believe that cross sector collaboration is the operational engine of the transition. Governments set direction and regulatory certainty. Private sector mobilize capital and innovation. Financial institutions structure risk and scale investment. Civil society and academia ensure accountability and knowledge transfer. The key is not participation, but alignment. Finance will not flow without predictable policy. Technology will not scale without market demand, and capacity will not build without long term commitment. Effective collaboration creates reinforcing systems where each actor enables the other.
Yeah. Next questions.
Yeah, yeah. So, yes, of course, as you said, when we talk about collaborations, and especially cross sector collaborations, so they act as the backbone of the green transition because it helps in pooling financial resources, accelerating the technology transfer, and strengthening the institutional capacities. And of course, when there are coordinated efforts between the governments, industry, and academia, and the civil society, we can be having a scalable, inclusive, and sustainable solutions. So, to continue with the discussion, next, I would like to know from you, like, how can frameworks like Paris government be strengthened for better accountability and equitable participation?
Well, the Paris Agreement established a critical global framework. It is effectiveness depends on implementation credibility. To strengthen it, we should move from pledges to measurable enforceable pathways, standardized transparent reporting and comparable metrics, integrate climate commitments into financial and regulatory systems, expand support mechanisms for developing economies, including co-essential finance and capacity building. Accountability must be both technical and economic, embedded into how decisions are made, not treated as external oversight.
Yes, of course. When we talk about the frameworks like the Paris Agreement. So, if you want to strengthen it, there should be transparent monitoring systems and there should be standardized reporting mechanism so that there's better accountability. And Yes, there are also some steps like increasing the climate finance, technology transfer, capacity building support, which will help to actively contribute to the global climate goals. And that is really very good answer that you gave just now. And next, if we continue with the discussion, and I would like just to know from you, like what innovative partnership models can bridge the gap between climate ambition and implementation?
Well, we as a society, better to say we all as a humanity, we need to shift from traditional cooperation to structured, outcome driven partnerships. Effective models include blended finance platforms that de-risk private investment in high impact regions, public private transition, compacts tied to specific sectors like energy, infrastructure, industry, also regional implementation alliances that connect policy, finance, and execution at scale, data sharing ecosystems to track progress in real time, and the common denominator is this: partnership must be designed for delivery, not simply for the dialogue.
Yes, partnerships, and especially innovative partnerships that we were talking about. It can be public-private partnerships, there can be multi-stakeholder alliances, or some blended finance platforms. So these are really very essential to effectively align the climate ambition with the practical implementation. And when we have such collaborations, and especially the collaboration with the governments, with the startups, with the local communities, it will help in giving specific solution, and moreover it will ensure inclusivity, and it will leave a long-term impact that would actually SDGs aim for. And again, one more thing that I would like to know from you, that I would like to ask here is, when we talk about partnerships, so how can partnership ensure inclusivity and fair access to green technologies during the transition?
Well, I strongly believe that inclusivity must be built into the structure of partnership, not simply added afterward. According to me, this requires equitable financing mechanisms that prioritize access, not only returns. Technology transfer frameworks, for example, that build local capacity, not dependency, investment in skills and workforce transition, ensuring the emerging economies are partners in innovation, not simply just recipients. For experience, from my experience, the most resilient systems are those where participation is broad and benefits are distributed. Because ultimately, a transition that is not inclusive will not be stable, and transition that is not stable will not succeed. Because some people still believe, when we often speak about the green transition, as if it were a future ambition, something we can shape gradually on our own time. In reality, it is already here. And it is moving faster than many systems are prepared to absorb it. What we are witnessing is not just an environmental shift, it is a structural economic transformation, one that is redefining how value is created and how risk is understood, and also how leadership is measured. But more than anything, it is a test of our ability to work together. And it is core, the green transition is not only about climate. It is about coordination across governments, markets, institutions, and society. It reflects more than any other global change the urgency behind United Nations Sustainable Development Goal 17, our capacity to build partnerships strong enough to translate ambition into execution. Because over the past decade, working at the intersection of law, corporate governance, sustainability, I have seen one consistent pattern. Progress accelerates where alignment exists, and it is stalls where fragmentation persists. Today, climate change is no longer a future risk. It is a present economic force. It disturbs supply chains, reshapes energy systems, and influences financial sustainability. For example, institutions such as the International Monetary Fund and the World Bank have made it clear climate risk is financial risk, but recognizing risk is not enough. The real question is how do we respond together? Because no country, no institution, and no market can deliver this transition alone. And global partnerships are not optional, they are the mechanism through which the transition becomes possible.
Yes, and that was really a very wonderful answer. And the line you said,
Thank you.
progress accelerates when alignment exists. And this alignment is very, very essential. And as we were talking about inclusivity, because when partnership is there, it cannot work without inclusivity. Because when there is inclusivity, then there will be equitable financing. We can be using open technology sharing platforms, and capacity building initiatives can be there to empower the undeserved and the developing communities sometimes. And there should be fairness through the transparent governance. The local stakeholder participation should be encouraged, and there should be policies that make green technologies affordable and accessible to all. So this is something like making the green technologies affordable and accessible, which really needs more work. In fact, because people are becoming aware of using these technologies, but still now it has not become affordable. So that is
Yes, but
something.
what I want to underline that the green transition is not simply about saving the planet. It is about redefining economic power, and those who understand it early will shape the future of global leadership because it affects every single citizen of this planet, and it is interconnected with every other sustainable development goal.
Yes, thank you for the answer. That was really a very
Thank
wonderful
you very much.
discussion. Yeah, thanks for your time and for your beautiful presentation. And now I would like to hear something from Dr. Esther.
What do you want?
Yeah, Dr. Anjum.
Yeah, we have finished with the discussion. So if you
Oh, we
had
have
to
finished the
ask,
discussion.
yeah, yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
okay. Yeah. So actually this
I was truly brief, and I thought we this discussion should be useful, brief, not spreading around some.
but you can also add to if you have anything to speak based on this topic,
No,
you can
no. I
continue.
thought that I think that I covered the main questions, and
Ah,
importance of question is to answering the question is to be brief and understandable.
mhm. So, okay, let's just have a discussion, a short one. So, what would you like to share about the world condition now? How it's going to, how it's going to affect the green transition, yeah, and also the world economic at the moment. What
Hmm.
is,
Well, the green transition is when it is like when we talk about climate change, there are still
yeah,
people who are not, they don't trust that, they don't believe that climate change is real. And they are thinking that climate change is something in our future. So, as I
ah,
said, climate change is our reality, unfortunately, and
yes.
also economic and green transition is our big must if we want to have a future worth living.
Yeah, as we see, like in Malaysia now, the heat is really extreme. It's about 40 degrees. Like previously, this is a hot season, but it's not that high. It's not that hot. But now it's burning hot. That it's so hot that after a few hours, sometimes afternoon or even evening, it start pouring very heavily. You see, so this means excessive heat. But do you think uh, the war in the Middle East and all that, it has some effects on the climate change?
I do believe that every single war have an impact because we have such a big uh, amount of energy
Yes.
which is spread all around us, and
Mhm.
it all affects us in just
In many
point how
ways, yeah.
close we are,
Yeah. But
and
even more to those who are in
yes,
that.
and all those landfills.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Even worse for those who are in the war zone. Yeah.
Yes, I used to be in the war zone, so I know how it is.
Oh, yes. Maybe you can share of some of your experience during the
Please, no,
war,
I
how it's
think
there.
I was a kid during the civil war in
Oh,
Bosnia and
very young.
Herzegovina, and
Okay.
I was a
Uh-huh.
refugee, so
Ah.
it's every single war is a big no to me,
Mm.
and but it is when you have a love fight, we
Mm.
always need at least two sides.
Mm. Yeah. It's really very destructive, destructive not only on land, sea, and of course, climate is affected, economy is affected, human
Health,
beings'
don't
health
for,
is
and what is the
affected.
most important, it affects health and
Health,
how
yes.
it affects land, for example, and water. um,
Yeah.
you will be able to see, and we will be able to see, not immediately, because you need some time that those poisons are entering the land, and then through
Yeah,
land
and then to
our
resolve.
food, and then
Exactly.
our water systems.
Yeah, yeah. Exactly, exactly. Yes, because you can't see the effect immediately, but
Yes,
surely, surely, because as it gets uh, dissolved in water, you know, soaked in
yes.
the rain, and it mixed with the soil, and all
Yeah,
it can.
and then it's mixed in the soil, and then you have it in the food, not just in the vegetables, but also in meat. Because, for example, in beef meat, the cows are eating the grass, who is all already polluted and poisoned. So
Mhm.
it is a big circle of poisoning each other.
Yes, yes, exactly, exactly. So because we are normal people, we are not involved in wars, so
Of
we are
course.
helpless. We are really helpless. So, but you see, like if you are away from the war zone, it's not so bad, right? Maybe the food chain is affected, you know, a lot of things is affected.
Yes, but
But
when we talk
even
about
still, uh,
uh, air pollution, there is
yes,
no near on or far away because
afar,
air
yeah,
pollution
yeah.
doesn't know anything about borders.
No borders for air pollution. Yes, air pollution and the heat, you know. And
Yes,
so, yeah, I think it definitely, this war has affected the whole world and the lives in it. Yeah, the
yes.
lives, let it be the lives on land, in seas, including human being. Even it can affect the character of human being
Of
when the
course,
temperature,
because
the climate change.
now at the beginning and during the war, according to
Mm.
my experience,
Uh-huh.
you're living basically on adrenaline, and you
Oh,
will
yeah.
feel not you, for example, the people in the war zone will feel
Ah.
the consequences of the war not immediately, as every single consequence it will hit them later, maybe 5, 10 years after that.
Mhm.
That's the
But
reason
the
we have a
economic
post.
effect is immediate, right?
What?
Only the economic effects,
Yes, only
both
economy and
countries
only
involved in
health. But I think
immediate effect.
when you don't have approach to the hospital, that part of the health system is able to feel it immediately. But
Yeah.
long-term health issues will be felt after a couple of years when the pollutions are in that developing and food chain.
Mhm. So, as I mentioned just now, we are helpless. We can't do anything. We are trying to preserve, preserve what we have, you see. But when the war takes place and,
I
the
know,
people
believe me, I
involved,
know.
they just,
You're simply helpless. You are able to see, you're able to see that, to remember it, try then to forget it, because you if you want to have at least some speck of common sense for the future, you
mhm.
don't want to talk about it. For example, my friends from Bosnia, when
uh,
I had a guest from States 10
uh-huh,
years back,
uh-huh,
uh, and for her is interesting when we talk about war, and while Serbia was a victim of NATO bombing during
uh-huh,
1999, when we talk
uh-huh,
about days under the
uh-huh,
bombs, we are presenting it as that was such a big fan, we have
uh-huh,
all it. There is no crying, there is no sadness in our story, because it
mm,
is the way how we protect, trying to forget and trying to
uh-huh.
protect our brains and our souls, because
Anyway,
our
whatever
brain.
happens, we human being have very short memory. We only
Well,
remember
we
for
have
short
very
while.
short. I think that human beings are having short memory for good things and very
Yes,
long term memory for bad things.
bad things. Yes, yes. We always absorb negativity deeper and more and faster. Is it
Yeah,
compared? Because it hurts. It hurts, right? So
right.
that is the reason. Okay, so Dr. Anjum, do you have anything to share? Because we started late actually, and Bojana started right after office. So if there's nothing,
Yeah, nothing more.
maybe you can
Oh,
summarize
please
what
don't cry.
Yeah. I can summarize.
you can summarize. Yeah, yeah. She's not well.
Yeah,
She's having
yeah.
cold,
She having
right?
allergic or cold?
Cold, cold.
So I
Oh,
have actually I'm feeling it very difficult to speak now. But
Oh
yes,
yes,
I will
then it's okay.
summarize.
Then
But
okay.
because when, yeah, partnership. Today we were discussing about partnership, the SDG 17, and how it is helping in the green transition. So this is something that we need to always discuss about it. We need to talk about it more because when I just saw both of you talking about how climate change is affecting of all of us. So uh, the first thing is we need to understand that this climate change is affecting us, and the green transition that we say, we need to adapt a sustainable lifestyle, we need to adapt the green technologies. And when we bring all these together, the different organizations together, that the governance, the industry, the academia, and the civil society, to align resources, knowledge, and action, we will be able to mobilize climate finance and accelerate clean technology transfer. Because like I am at college and I see nowadays when we give projects to the students and when we ask the students, we always try to find out how your project is going to help the environment, how it is going to help the people, and we try to map the SDGs with it. So if we this is how the industries and the academia can work. And when we work together, then obviously these partnerships can build a society that will ensure that we go towards a phase where we'll be having low carbon emissions, where we'll be having a sustainable economy, and of course, an economy that is globally coordinated. So this is in short about today's session, and thank you everyone. Thank you, Dr. Esther, and thank you our
Oh,
esteemed
thank you.
panelists, Bushara
thank
ma'am,
you.
for this wonderful conversation. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you so much, Bojana, for being with us. And, in spite of you, it's a working day in Serbia, and right after work, you rushed back to join us.
Yes, I
And really, thank
took
you
the
so much.
laptop from the office, and according to our agreement, I was here on time.
Oh, thank you. That's right. That's right. We normally start. I remember we normally start at 7
Yes,
7:30.
but
I
that
because
wasn't possible because I was at the office. And thank you for rescheduling this such a wonderful talk. And so I would be able to start when is your normal starting time of your show.
it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. The most important is that we have you here, and to share your valuable findings on this topic.
Yes, it is also wonderful to be your guest because you are always picking the right topics, global topics, and very important topics. I strongly believe that Dr. Anju is should lie down and have a good tea.
Yeah, yeah. She need to rest. I didn't know she's not well, but she's a very committed person. uh, so when they are committed, they won't even tell you, and they make sure that they are there. Just this is the quality of servant leadership. Whatever it is, I will be there. I believe in that. I believe in that. Yeah. Thank you so much. And once again, dear audience, thank you for your support. Please watch again when you're free, because Miss Bojana always share valuable tips for our audience. And we are looking forward to have Miss Bojana again. And
Thank you.
it's
Whenever
not
you
easy
need
to
me.
have a, yeah, yeah, it's not easy to have her online, but we are much privileged. So when I invited her, she did not reject. Immediately she agreed, and very obliging. Thank you so much, Miss Bojana.
Thank you
See
very
you
much.
again.
And,
Bye. Let's end
greetings
the,
from Belgrade, capital of Republic of Serbia.
yeah.